main fork, which is growing very nicely. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's growing nicely, has good form, the canopy is healthy. This one, I can sit down in between. So that means I can take off these two and leave this one in a good stewardship pruning type of way, or as some silviculturalists call it, a weeding opportunity, so that I can leave one and take the poorest. And then I can actually upgrade rather than downgrade the woodlot. Now if we look at this little white oak here, this is about an 8-inch DBH tree. Pretty good form, nice and straight, growing fairly well. Well, let's say that we had a whole bunch of these around pretty close. The rule of thumb is, for knowing how much to clean out, is you take the diameter at breast height, which in this case would be 8 inches, multiply by 2 and turn it into feet. So in this case it would be 8 times 2 would be 16, and that would be 16 feet from this tree, which means we would cut this little dead dogwood sprout. We would take down this white oak that's behind this one to allow this one to fully express itself. This little red maple back here, this little red maple over here. And so we would clean out 16 feet. As long as we don't violate that rule, then we will not get epicormic sprouting from this tree. If we go farther than that, we're going to allow too much light, then suddenly we're going to stimulate new germination of new saplings on the floor, and we're going to get a fuzzy growth. We're going to get epicormic sprouting on this tree. So that's the thinning rule, and it can only be done, it only works real well, if we have enough in the residual stand to justify it. And one of the problems in these high-graded upland hardwood areas of the Mid-Atlantic region is that typically we do not have enough of these type of trees in order to justify what's called a timber stand improvement, or a TSI. And so generally we opt for the small little openings, the small little clear cuts, so that we can start everything over and release all the genetic base that's in that soil, rather than only releasing the genetic base that happens to be here right now, which typically are the cast-offs from the previous harvest cycle through high grading. The portable bandsaw mill has completely revolutionized the ability for a small farm like us to turn our raw logs into lumber. The whole idea is that the head moves across the log, and the log is able to sit stationary rather than the log moving across a stationary blade. And making lumber out of logs is really, it's a skill and an art as well. But the idea here is to value add all this wonderful raw material, to value add it to make lumber either for ourselves, for our own building projects, or to sell. And of course, in addition, this allows us to rejuvenate the woodlot and have a new generation of trees coming on. The forest is a renewable resource. That's the beauty of wood. It's a renewable resource. This is solar energy, stored solar energy that we can turn into useful material. Relationship marketing is the phrase we use to describe our selling plan. The crux of our marketing effort is to build relationships between producer and consumer, creating intimacy that encourages accountability, knowledge, and appreciation. Our first step is to offer the highest quality food possible in taste, nutrition, and texture. Dedication to excellence is what guarantees that our products cannot be duplicated in a laboratory or a factory farm. Once we had models in place that produced consistently superior food, the second step was to get it into people's mouths. Samples work. It's as simple as going to the next door neighbor, knocking on the door and saying, "I have the world's best whatever," and offering it to them. From those first samples comes a patron base that can be expanded by turning them into evangelists for you. We reward folks with freebies. when they recommend new customers. Remember that it is easier to find 100 people who will spend $1,000 with you than 1,000 people who will spend $100. The hard part is getting the customer. Once the customer has made the investment in time, money, and emotion to darken your door, offering additional items makes the whole visit more rewarding. 40% of our sales is from patrons coming out to the farm and purchasing, about 400 families. Another 40% of our sales is through restaurants. We supply nearly 40 restaurants, delivering once a week through a subcontractor who right now is my brother Art. We add a delivery fee based on volume and mileage, and that all goes to the delivery subcontractor. This system doesn't compromise our on-farm price, encourages the delivery person to sell as much as possible, and encourages the restaurant to buy more to get a lower delivery rate. We do not give volume discounts because we're in the food crafting business, and it's not cheaper by the million. Our production and processing models are knowledge and labor dense, aspects of a more biological system as opposed to an industrial system. From time to time, we've also participated in farmers markets, either directly or through an agent. Nationwide, farmers markets are dominated by fruits, nuts, and vegetables, which are freer from oppressive government regulations. Furthermore, shoppers often combine recreation with the excursion and do not want to risk keeping frozen meat in the car for several hours. We continue to dabble in this venue but find it quite a challenge. The final marketing venue we utilize is metropolitan buying clubs. We believe this is a wave of the future as the organic movement becomes more and more compromised through government intervention and empire expropriation. Buying clubs are simply groups of people who buy collaboratively, using the volume to build efficient transportation into the direct service system. Metropolitan consumers are hard to reach with relationship marketing because the cost of delivering small volumes direct from the farm is prohibitive. But group volume changes the logistics, creating efficient delivery opportunities, and enables these urban patrons to opt out of the compromised organic supermarket, building integrity back into their food. Really, our marketing effort has 4 supporting legs: on-farm sales, restaurants, farmers markets, and buying clubs. Each has an upside and a downside, but diversification of product and patron creates a healthy, balanced income generator. Marketing is such an integral part of what we do here at Polyface Farm, in addition to the production and the processing. It allows us to reach our community with good, nutritious food and touch our landscape in a really positive, aesthetically and aromatically pleasing way. We appreciate you allowing us to touch you with this video, maybe present some information you haven't seen before, and allow us to visit with you a little bit. We trust that if you would like to come and visit, you will. If you would like more detailed, in-depth information, you will find the books that we have written, seminars that we offer, field days that we offer. All of that will be listed in the credits at the end of this video. Thank you for letting us spend this time with you. God bless you.